and behold, Tom Price was all over that before anybody was. The Georgia Republican joins me right now. He's been good enough to join us now. So as things stand now, this is going to start roping in a lot of folks, right, Congress?
Oh, my goodness. It didn't take long to recognize that for other folks. You know, you got 6 Democrat senators who are saying they're going to introduce something to repeal that. But you're right. None of that was indexed for inflation, which means that it's not just going to be the quote, super rich. It's going to be tens of millions of other individuals in relatively short order, especially when inflation begins to kick in. And it's just not individuals. Remember, those are also the small businesses that file as individuals. All those folks will be taxed at a much higher rate, which is a job killer for this nation.
But, you know, I've talked to a number of Democrats on this very issue, Congressman. They say you're overstating it, that, first of all, the leap to get into that category would be almost Herculean over time. And secondly, that this is just a small part of the measure, period. What do you say?
Well, I don't know. You've got Caterpillar announcing they're going to record a $100 million loss. John Deere a $150 million loss. Today, AT&T said a $1 billion loss because of the loss of subsidy and providing prescription coverage for their seniors. These are consequential. When these businesses, these small businesses and large businesses, have to record those losses, what that means is that's $1 every single time taken out of the private sector. That means fewer products, fewer inventions, fewer jobs, fewer vibrancy in the economy. There are huge consequential factors, which is what we're working on, to provide real-life consequences as a result of this bill, because I think once the American people, again, appreciate what's going to really happen in their communities and in their lives, they'll say, look, stop this madness. We want to repeal, just like for the catastrophic plan back in the 80s for seniors.
Congressman, is it your opinion that this second part of the Health Care Act, the reconciliation measure, which we were told last week at this time when we were here, would also be painstaking and everything? Well, it was really like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I mean, it was just in and out, fast, done. What happened? What made that so perfunctory?
Well, it's a great question. In the House, we didn't have any option because of the rules to hold that up at all. We had hoped that the Senate was going to slow that process down a little bit and try to put in some appropriate amendments. But in fact, what happened in the Senate is that the rules precluded them from doing much of what they wanted to do. And then they felt that it was important to put in consequential amendments. They made that call. I think it was probably distressing to a lot of folks across this land because they want people fighting on this. This is the greatest intrusion and oppression of the federal government into our lives in the last 40 to 60 years. The American people want to know that there's somebody standing up for them, and that's what we're doing.
Congressman, thank you very much.